Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Fatou, and today is a special edition. So it's the beginning of Ramadan, and if you're not familiar with what Ramadan is, it's the month where Muslim people fast from sunrise to sunset, and we do it for about 30 days. And I know it's not about the food that we eat, but it's also a special time for all of us to sit and break our fast with delicious food from our countries. So I know there's a lot going on here, but that's the reason why. So I'm gonna make a video today to show you how I prepare for Ramadan. Okay. So right now I will be making about 5 different sauce from my country. This is more of a how do I get ready for Ramadan than a cooking tutorial. But most of the recipes that I'm gonna be making today, I have them on my channel. So if you want to know specifically how I make it, it will be best to see one of those videos. And if I don't have it, I will have it very soon. I promise you. So let's get started. So the first tip I have to when you're bulk cooking, that's what I call it, bulk cooking, is to make. So first you have to pick what you're gonna make, right? So the easiest way to do that is to think about the first thing you want to cook, and then think about other sauces that are similar in ingredients, right? So right now I will be making soup, right? So I will be making the beef soup, and I also be making the hard chicken soup. So beef soup and hard chicken soup, the way I make it, it has almost exactly the same ingredients. The only difference will be the beef and the chicken. And then I'll be making okra, 2 different ways. I'll be making okra, fried okra with palm oil, and I'll also be making okra with peanut butter. So same exact ingredient. The only difference is palm oil with the fried okra, and then peanut butter with the other one. And I'll also be making fried sweet potato leaf with palm oil. So again, almost same exact ingredient, just different ways of making it. So that way it's easy for you to get all your ingredients together. It's also easy for you to blend it together. All right, so first thing first, I put the cow feet on. It's been cooking for about 2 hours now because it takes a long time to cook. And then I added the meat that I'm gonna need for the okra, for the 2 okra sauce and the sweet potato leaf sauce. So all of that need to boil and cook nicely before you're able to add your other ingredients. So because that takes a while, I put that on first, right? So that's cooking on the side. And I also have the chicken, the hard chicken for the chicken soup cooking all as well. Because the hard chicken also takes about a good 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour to boil so that it's nicely cooked. So then right now we're going to get started with prepping the vegetables for all our sauces, and we're gonna prep them and put them aside, and then add them as we go. Okay, so let's get right in. Okay, so the first things that we're going to blend are the vegetables for the soup. It's a sad day for me today because I broke It's a sad day for me today because I broke my food processor, so we'll be using a blender today instead, but I do not recommend a blender. Okay, so I'm going to use some garlic and then one whole green onion, green peppers, half a red pepper. Don't mind me, I'm just bush. And then some green onions, We're gonna add some hot peppers. We're going to add 1.5 big onions. I get my onions from Costco. They are huge. I honestly think Guinean food is like the best kind of food out there. I don't even care who says what. That's it. And then we're going to use 2 whole fresh tomatoes. Okay, so now we're going to blend all that in. Okay, it's actually not too bad. I mean, the bottom is definitely too much, but the top is not too bad, so I can deal with that. All right, so this one will be for the chicken. Now I'm going to do for the beef. Okay, so same exact ingredients. And we're gonna do garlic. We're going to do 2 tomatoes. And then we're gonna do 1.5 onions. And then we're going to use half a red pepper, 1 green pepper, now the difference here is I'm going to use some parsley for the beef soup, just a little bit for taste. Okay, so we're going to transfer that. Okay, so now we're going to put our seasoning on top of our sauces. So here I have black pepper. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of black pepper to each. One teaspoon of garlic pepper to each. Two teaspoons of pollo seasoning to each. Oh, I'm sorry, that was not the pollo seasoning, that was the adobo. So now we're going to do the pollo seasoning. So we'll do 2 teaspoons of the pollo seasoning for each. So we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of garlic for each, not garlic, mustard. So 2 teaspoons of mustard for do 2 jumbo for each. Okay, so we are done with those. So now the chicken has boiled for a while, so we're going to go check on that. Okay, so all the water from, most of the water from the chicken is almost gone. So now we're going to add some oil. Now oil is to taste. So however, if you don't like a lot of oil, you don't have to put a lot. However you feel about it. So we're going to let all that water evaporate, and then we're going to let it fry nicely until it's golden brown. Okay, so the meat has been cooking for a while, for about an hour, and cowfish for 2 hours. So we're going to separate the meat now, because this meat is supposed to be for 3 different sauces. So now I'm going to separate it and put in a separate bowl. Don't forget to take some juice from here and add it to your meat, because you're going to need that to cook the rest of the sauce. I'm gonna start with the fried okra. So at this point I'm going to add, so this is frozen cut okra. So that's about 5 bags of okra. I'm gonna mix that in. Okay, so the chicken is nice and golden at this point. So we're going to add our vegetable blend. We're going to mix that in. So we're gonna close that for about 5 minutes, let it sweat nicely, and then we're going to add our tomato sauce. Alright, so now we're gonna work on our next round of blending. So for each of the 3 other sauces, we're going to use two big onions. Some of the benefit of doing this is, you know, if you're African, you know cooking our dishes are time consuming, they are messy, but they are the best dish in the world. So when you do it in bulk together like this, you're saving time by being in the kitchen like maybe all day for one day, and then for the next 2-3 weeks you don't really have to worry about anything. Also, another benefit is, if you're like me, every time I cook I like to deep clean, so at least you get to clean only once in a while instead of having to like deeply clean your kitchen every single day or every single time you cook. Also, like the smell, because African food, the smell is really strong. Not that it doesn't smell good, it's just a very strong smell, and I just naturally hate the smell of food in my house. So that way I deal with the smell one time. And it's also very cost effective, because if you're doing this, you're saving a lot of money, believe it or not. So I did green onions. Now I'm going to do hot peppers, and that's literally it. We're going to add 2 shrimp Maggi and 2 jumbo. Okay, this is what it looks like, and I'm going to repeat the same exact step for the other 2. Okay, so these are the 3 blends for the, so this is gonna be the fried okra, and this is gonna be the peanut butter okra, and this is gonna be the potato leaf. So this is fish powder. I get this from Africa. So I'm going to add 2 cups on each. was actually 1 cup because this is half a cup. Il n'a pas dormi. Dans la voiture? I'm going to add, this is the pollo seasoning. And this is the adobo. So we're going to add 1.5 cup of tomato sauce. I'm using ragu, but you can use any other sauce. I'll mix that in. I'm going to add some bay leaves. This is optional. First, I'm going to add carrots, potatoes, and yuca. We're going to add cabbage, and then we're going to add cabbage. And then we're going to add water. You're gonna cover that and leave a little bit of opening, and you're gonna let that boil nicely until your vegetables are done. Once your vegetables are done, you're basically done. So the first one to be done is the soup with the hard chicken. So this is what it looks like. We're gonna serve it up now. All right, so I have 2 bowls of this size that I'm going to separate this into different servings. My suggestion is to not put it in big bowls, because then when you defrost it, is that the right word? Anyway, you know what I mean. So it will not be easy to defrost, and you would have to eat the whole thing. So what I like to do is to separate it in containers that are just big enough for 1 serving. Not 1 serving, but like 1 time eating. So because it's just me and my husband and our son, 1 bowl of this size is enough for us. So we're going to separate in 2 equal parts. Now the other thing is I use 2 hard chicken to do this sauce. So I'm gonna try my best to separate the chicken into 2 equal parts and have like 1 chicken in each, but it'll work out the way it works out. So we're gonna get started on the beef soup. So you're gonna add some oil. So now we're going to add the meat to the oil. So you wanna mix that in and cover it until it starts frying. So add the vegetables. So that's cabbage. Then I'm going to add the eggplant. That's the third one. That's done, and that's the soup, the beef soup. Okay, so now for the okra, we're going to add our blend at this one because there's not a lot of water left. So now you want to mix that in. So now we're gonna add the palm oil. So that's 2 cups. So I'm gonna do 3 cups. Second one is up. Now we're gonna get started on the second okra. So I'm gonna transfer the meat back in here. Transfer the okra. This is again. Now we're going to add the onion mix. And that's the 4th one. This is the meat for the sweet potato leaf. We're going to transfer that. Okay, now we're gonna add the potato leaf. And number 5. So we are finally done. So I'm just going to serve that up. I usually clean as I cook. So I already cleaned all the dishes, all the pots. The only thing left for me to do is clean this and clean the stove and then mop the floors. And that's it. I'm done. So for a few weeks, I should be good. This is like the best feeling in the world. I actually forgot to film this. Hold on, let me film the sauce for you. It's super cold here today, so I have my heat all the way up to 80 and I have my window open to get some air in, and then after I clean everything, I'm going to be burning some incense to get rid of all that smell so it doesn't sit in. Because when you come inside my house right now, it smells really good, but you don't want that food smell in your house for too long because it kind of tend to linger and then it sticks to your clothes, your jackets, and all that kind of stuff. You don't want that.